Good afternoon, everyone. I am so excited to be here this afternoon and to be able to share some colorful and creative ideas with everyone. The year has nearly reached the end, but with that being said, we are going to be creative. Although we are doing something for Christmas and Christmas inspiration, I'm also going to, during the course of this session, share ideas of where you can apply these techniques in and around your own home. Wherever you are watching from, welcome. Please share your destination with us. If it is not in the friendly, sunny South Africa, welcome to a friendly, warm, loving and sunny South Africa. We are going to start our Christmas marathon lives with gift bags. Now, this technique can be applied to fabric. It can be applied to a furniture piece. You can even be bold and apply it to a wall. I'm going to share some ideas with you. So the first gift bag that we are going to do, this is what the final outcome looks like. Okay, but you are, and this is something that I always mention, colors, pattern, very personal choice. I'm going to share the techniques and then you do what makes you happy, and that's also something that resonates to the person that you have in mind to give this gift back to. Okay, so let's start with the first item that you will need for these techniques. So we are going to do printing with normal heavy duty foil. Foil that you buy from your grocery store, and just make sure it's the heavy duty version and not the lightweight foil. Sorry for the noise. Okay, then you're going to need an ink roller. This is something that we are going to need for all the different designs that we are going to do today. Tjhoko paint in the color of your choice. You can have a theme for Christmas. This doesn't necessarily need to be Christmas. It can be a special occasion. It can be a baby shower. It can be the preparations for a wedding. Is there lipstick on my teeth, Kaylee? Okay, can you just clean my teeth? Is it clean? Thank you. So this can be any special occasion. Then you will need, okay, once you have the Tjhoko colors, you will, for some of these techniques, not the first one, you will need stencils. So I will mention which design can be used where or what you need to look for in a design, depending on the technique that we will be doing. Also, if you have your Cricut machine, we've recently had a lovely session in collaboration with Cricut and Tjhoko. You can also use your Cricut machine and cut some stencils according to your taste and preference. And then you will need gift bags. It can also be brown paper bags. It can be bags with handles like I have used over here. It can also be gift wrapping paper, brown gift wrapping paper. It can be fabric. So if you want to wrap your gifts in fabric or do these techniques on pillow covers or tablecloths, that can also be done. Okay, so very firstly, for the first technique, and this is just, let's just remind everyone what we are going to do, just inspiration. You can design whatever makes you happy, but that you know what outcome we want to achieve. So for that technique, I'm going to use a few Tjhoko colors. The first one being Soulful Sanita, and this is also the one that I'm going to use most of. So you don't want to use too much paint. I'm going to show you, we are going to do printing and you actually use so little paint for this purpose. You will also reuse and reuse and reuse your foil. I just have various pieces just to prevent cleaning in between the techniques. Okay, my next color is Creative Crystal. I'm going to just blobs of Creative Crystal here and there, and then I'm going to add some Alice Gold. And I'm just spreading it on my paper. So it is really a few drops of paint. I'm going to use my ink roller. If you don't have an ink roller, you can also use a rolling pin that you have in your kitchen. And I'm just gonna spread out my paint on my surface. I just, for some creativity, want to add some elegant elandra here and there. I just want to get that pink going, and I do want it to be more light than dark. So Soulful Sanita, a very important element here, or Cloud White, Lorraine's Cream, Dovet, any light color. I'm going to clean my ink roller. Okay, this is stuck. Okay, so this is what you want to have. It already gives a florally theme. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my gift bags, and you can do more than one at a time on this, and you can reuse and reuse. And I just press it down, lift it up. Press it down, lift it up. And that's why I say you need so little. So with this, you can do 6 to 7 different bags by just now and again adding some paint again. Also, if you fold this close and you just create a vacuum on the inside, tomorrow when you open it, it will still be wet because it won't get in touch with any oxygen to dry out the paint. So you can reuse, and don't waste. Okay. So once this has been done, I'm just going to put this away. You are now going to continue with the next step. So here's a bag that is already dry. Now here you can see more gold appearing. You can also later add more gold. Let me show you. So if I want to add something, remember there are always ways of changing something. If I want to make sure there's more gold, I can simply add some more gold, and with my ink roller, just roll and make sure that more gold is visible. Small drops of paint, and you really can do so much. Okay, I'm going to put this aside that it can dry for my special gift bags. Now what I'm going to do next, this is a floral theme, and I'm now going to continue to the next step. So for this step, we need cotton wool. 3 balls of cotton wool. And I'm needing 2 Tjhoko colors. One being Elegant Elandra. And on my working paper, I just add a dot and a blob of Elegant Elandra. And then over here, I'm going to just add on that blob some Soulful Sanita. Why are you laughing, Kaylee?
It's the end of the year.
You're almost done with exams, almost. Something that I do want to mention, this is actually lovely to get the entire family involved. Last night till late, myself and Kaylee were busy preparing, and it's actually so much fun to be creative together. Okay, so there's some, in no pattern, there's no right or wrong. 3 pieces of cotton wool, I press them together and I dip them in my paint. And now what I'm going to do on my bag that has already dried, so this one is already dry, I'm just going to blob. So these are going to be flowers. I just want to add a little bit more soulful Sanita. And once again, if you want to change something, this is paint, and it's fun and it's creative, and it is to say that we have coped with a year and we are still here, and we are also thinking of all the special people that form part of our journey. Okay, so can you see there's no right or wrong? Very important, there just needs to be contrast. Okay, now what you need next is imagination. Okay, these blocks now need to form flowers. And this just takes some imagination. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So it is nice if on the inside of the flower there's some darkness, because that's where the light struggles to reach. And the outside of our shapes are going to be the petals. And you are going to be an artist. There's no right or wrong. This is creative, a creative outlet. And I just do.
Nadine, just for them to know, what are you using to draw the flower?
Okay, the flower with. Okay, so I'm using a fine liner. It's a permanent marker, and it's a very fine permanent ink pen. A big pen works just as well, and that is Pablo. He has grown and he can bark now. But what I'm doing, this is not perfect. I'm doing a stem down. I'm doing a leaf. So we had to quickly mute because the dogs decided they're barking. Okay. As you can see, there's no right or wrong. You actually just see what your mind and your eyes tell you. So that's the center of my flower. And voila, you have a gift bag. What I have done over here is I have just attached some net with some fynbos that grows wildly here where we live. We are very fortunate, and there's something very bespoke. It can also be a canvas. You can also create your own art with this and put it in a frame. Okay, so this is option 1. Okay, I'm just going to take this out of the way. And it's actually so much fun, and the more you do it, the more you actually feel free to create your own flowers. It can be abstract flowers. No right or wrong. Just try it. Okay. I have some working space for the next technique. Okay, just as a tip, we are using our Tjhoko paint wipes. So every time I need to wipe, I wipe with the wipes. Don't throw them away. Later this week, I'll show you how to recycle, upcycle our used wipes into something very beautiful. Okay, next technique is also something And the reason why I've decided on this technique is to do something quickly, to do something with little paint, your last drops of paint in your chocolate jars, and something that the entire family can get and be involved in. So I'm going to go with Creative Crystal again, and this is the outcome for our next inspiration. Okay, once Christmas is over, this can be something else. It doesn't need to be Christmas balls. We will also later this week share the special meaning behind our Christmas decorations to ensure that everything that we do have meaning and that it's special. Okay, so what we are going to use is Creative Crystal. Once again, we don't need a lot of paint, and your sheet can create so many bags. I'm just repeating myself, but if you don't need to use clean foil every time, once you're done with your printing on your first foil sheet, you can, and you do want to try something out, you want to try something different, you can simply just use the same piece of foil and continue. I'm just doing this for time's sake. Okay, so I'm using gold again. And I'm going to spread this out. I do want to have a nice festive look here. Something that I do want to mention, instead of wiping your roller with a cloth and removing the paint, you can also use your gift paper or your gift bag and clean your roller on a gift bag so that nothing goes to waste. Okay, so I'm rolling out my paint all over my foil. I just want to make sure there's some more sparkle. And now what I'm going to do is this now can be a larger gift bag. I just want to show the concept. And you can also add a piece of foil on top, or you can roll, if you want to roll with your dirty roller, you can roll a new gift bag so that simply nothing goes to waste. So I'm just rolling. This one I can use later. And here I'm going to remove mine. This can now be fabric. It can be something that you want to do on a furniture item. Each time the shape and color will look different. If you want to change anything at any given time, you can simply take your ink roller or your rolling pin and roll on top. If you just want to hide the gold, that it's not that visible, depending on personal preference. Okay, so you can manipulate and change whatever you want to change. Okay, I'm just going to remove my foil. I'm going to use this later again. And now what I'm going to do, here's a bag that has dried. So this bag is already dry. I'm going to use the color Soulful Sanita. You use whatever you have. And I'm going to, my paintbrush is just dirty. There's some elegant Elandra on here. Don't judge, but this actually looks stunning. This doesn't need to be perfect, right? I'm just free-handedly painting some circles. I'm too afraid to look up and to see what Pablo is eating, Kaylee. It sounds like paper. We just hope it's not important paper. I forgot there was a time in my life when I said I'll rather raise more children than more dogs. I clearly forgot about that. So Pablo has reached a stage where he eats everything. The fact that I'm here to do the Thursday Live is a mere blessing. Okay, so first coat is on. We just want to get them more or less the same size. Okay, once the first coat is dry, we will continue with the second coat. Okay, Pablo has now joined the session. Okay, he's eating your phone, Kaylee, I think. Okay, so once that is dry, we will add a second coat. So on this one, my second coat is up. Pablo is behaving himself. Pablo, are you behaving yourself? I'm so glad. That's a very good Pablo. Okay, what I'm using is my Tjhoko lid, and I place it off center. And again, with my fine liner, I am drawing circles, and I am moving my lid. Okay, we do want this to hang. And now I'm going to take a stencil. Once again, you choose a design that you like. I place it on my Christmas ball.
Nadine, just tell us what stencil this is.
This is a 24A3-6. 24A3-6. Thanks for asking, Kaylee. Okay, I'm going to use the color Sheriff Stone, a stencil brush. Very importantly, very little paint is needed. I'll remove excess paint. I just want to get that detail on my Christmas ball and some that one over there. And now if you want to add some gold, you can once the Sheriff Stone is dry. So mine is still going to be wet.
Nadine is contaminating the paint.
Yeah, Nadine is contaminating. Do what Nadine says, don't do what Nadine does. So very importantly, decant as you need, don't do what I do. If you dip dirty paint brushes or tools, equipment in your paint, it will get contaminated. Okay, and now I'm just going to dab because nothing is dry yet. Okay, wait until it's dry, then the metallic color will be more evident. More. And there you have gift bags, Christmas ball gift bags. And on this one, what I have done, and this is use or lose, I with my fine liner simply outlined the detail, and I've used some string with a glue gun, and I've just, so there's a glue gun, just careful, if the children are helping, it does get really hot. So use under adult supervision, and there's a final gift bag. Okay, now for idea 3. What we're going to do next is we are going to do a stencil print with foil. So for this technique, let me just finish moving the stencil due to the noise. I put my paintbrushes in water immediately so that I can get them clean. So for this technique, it is important to use a stencil with nice large gaps, big detail. Okay.
And you're using?
I'm using, Kaylee. I don't have the glasses on. Okay, stencil 2430-2. Once again, if you have your Cricut machine, you cut a stencil design of your choice. I'm using foil. Remember, you could have used the same piece of foil again. Okay, you don't need to use a new piece. Okay, what I'm now going to do, very important, especially if your background is very dark, like the brown bags that I'm working on, it is important to use darker colors. So I'm going to start with Sheriff Stone. Once again, you don't want too much paint. So I very evenly, thinly paint onto my foil. Also, once again, you can create, you will see we can do 2 bags at the same time, and even more should you wish to, with the same foil. Then I'm going to add some Elegant Yalandra, colors that you like, and I'm going to use some Asgat. So let me just show. Thanks. Don't do what Nadine does, please. And I am simply going to just combine the colors. Okay, just make sure that they interact with one another. Nothing to be concerned about, there's no right or wrong. Now, what I'm going to do is I lay my stencil flat onto my foil with my wet paint on. Next, I'm going to use a dry brush, cloth, a dry cloth, and what I do is I wipe the areas clean. All the open gaps on my stencil design, I wipe clean. The cleaner you wipe it, the nicer the prints, believe me. Important, use a dry cloth, not wet. Dry works better. This is lovely for printing fabric even. It can be done on canvas. Bear with me. You will love the result if you take some care with wiping this clean. And that's also why I said don't use too much paint. It's not necessary. Okay, now that this is clean, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to remove my stencil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my brown paper. I have used not all my pieces of paper, but don't worry. Even this will work. Flat on my surface. Let's just see for another brown bag. That's good. You are going to lay down your other pieces of bags, your other bags down there. So that you can also print now with your stencil. So what I do is I also lay my stencil flat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use foil. Allow me a moment. Let me use this just for the purpose of this. So this can be a piece of foil. It can just be the plastic packaging of your stencil. You press hard with your free hand and you roll with your ink roller or your pin, rolling pin, whatever you have at home. It can also be a glass, anything that is round. And let's reveal. So this had the green and gold at the bottom. And there's a gift bag. This was just the brown paper bag. And that is what that one looks like. And here is my brown bag that had the green rectangle on it, but even that looks beautiful. Okay, so as inspiration for this technique, a lovely way to do stenciling, and now you actually have the reverse of what you would have achieved if you use the stencil. So the negatives are now the positives. On this one, I've used one of the Tjhoko stencils and I simply painted with sulfur sanita and a wet brush on top afterwards to hide all the ink. Some leftover lace and net at my handle. This one, I used a Tjhoko stencil. Once again, the fine liner, but this is use or lose. So you can decide, do you want to go and spend the extra time to outline the stencil or use it as is? And with a glue gun, I've just added some beads. This one you can see, I've actually used the stencil. Instead of adding it to new paper bags, I've put the stencil at the back of this paper bag and the front, and this is just some ribbon and air drying clay. And then this one, also a stencil. Here I've actually used a wet cloth to clean the inside of the stencil design, so it has more of a watercolor effect, and then a glue gun, and you just twist your ribbon. I'll quickly show how. So it just makes sense if you want to do it at home. Foil looks beautiful. How stunning does this look? Okay.
You can make your food in that.
Yeah.
Then the food is also painted.
Yeah, imagine, because Tjhoko
It's
is
non-toxic.
and it's non-toxic. Imagine you have your foil with bread rolls lying on top of it gaily. another idea. We're not going to throw that away. Okay, so if you want to add the ribbon and create like a Christmas tree, and I'll share an inspirational story on a Christmas tree later this week. Okay, so then you will do your glue gun blob over there. You are going to add something at the top, or make sure you use a lighter to just burn the edge to make it really nice and neat. So as you can see, I'm twisting. Small blob of glue gun there. And if you have leftover pieces of ribbon, of rope, if you can pick flowers next to the road, this is something that we are using what's left from this year, and we're creating memories with it. And gifts, even if there's just a slab chocolate in this bag, I would be so happy to receive this as a gift. And you are just patient. Small drops of glue. It's all about the idea and not the size of the gift. And I do believe that this does make sense. And it's actually so rewarding. If you could see what my house looked like this weekend. Okay, here I will just finish it off. So even stop there and do maybe a rope, or just if the ribbon was longer, go straight to the edge, or I'll end it there with a pair of scissors. And that is beautiful. And just add, let's make it gold beads. And there's something special for a special human. Okay, this is the first live for this week. I hope that you are inspired to try out something new with your stencils, to be bold, to enjoy every moment, to create things that have meaning. And I'm going to repeat myself. Sometimes the most special items come in the most unexpected and very small packages. So create meaning. Look at our special package. If I can tell you the amount of joy and love that we have found in that furry body, it can't even be comprehended. So look for the special things around you, create special moments, and have fun doing it. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon to share some more creative ideas. Take care and lots of love. Till then, bye.